to use that Lost Mine attack, you have to have 10 cards or more in the Lost Zone, and right now we are at a nice 0. So yeah, that is why it's a bit awkward as a starter, but still not the worst. Buddy-Buddy Poffin is going to be played for Andrew Hedrick, so that is going to allow all of these Pokemon to be lined up on the field in these Comfey to start getting some cards into the Lost Zone. Did you see anything in the prize cards, Pablo, that was too detrimental here for Andrew Hedrick?
I generally was too focused on the two dark energies, and I completely missed Andrew Hedrick's prizes here.
Bloodmoon Ursaluna.
Thank you very much to Leopard users. Yeah, Bloodmoon Ursaluna could be troublesome. The Rescue Board, the Mirage Gate, the switching, the Lightning Energy. Perhaps this deck is running the bare minimum 8 total basic energy. So honestly, all the cards could affect, but nothing super major to where Andrew doesn't have extra copies or a way to unlock the Ursaluna thanks to that Hisuian Heavy Ball.
Exactly. Andrew Hedrick looking through the deck, making sure to map out all of these prize cards, the resources that he currently does not have access to. Comfey going to be out on the field now, thanks to that Buddy-Buddy Poffin. They've had a nice lunch, and they're joining us to have some utility here in this game.
Yeah, Pokemon do love their Poffins, don't they?
That is very true. Well, Comfey going to join us in active now after that hard retreat on the Sableye, discarding that Water Energy. We're going to see our first card hit the Lost Zone here. And for a PokéStop, that's going to draw some cards here. And hitting 2 item cards off of that PokéStop. One being that Ace Spec, as well as a Super Rod PokéStop going down into the discard pile off of its own PokéStop here. But that's going to be the turn for Andrew Hedrick to start things off in this game too. Kaiwan Kababe going to start things off over here, immediately bumping that PokéStop. We're back at the Windmill Town, Pablo. Yeah. Artisan coming down, Ralts on the field, energy attachment to that Manaphy into the Iono.
That Iono almost hurt for Hedrick. He had, I think, 2, maybe even 3 Colresses in his hand, which are now at the bottom of the deck. He can shuffle the deck with that very same Artisan, but a lot of good cards at the bottom and not a lot of good cards in his turn hand. Did find Greninja will be able to find extra cards, but not being able to Colress might not be able to threaten Kaiwan too much, but we'll see how many Ralts Kaiwan is able to set up, and most importantly, also trying to set up that Manaphy to protect from a potential Radiant Greninja. We've seen Lost Box decks before, right? We saw Andrew Gander get a Radiant Greninja attack off out of the blue.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I never doubt these decks as far as the surprises that they can provide for us. Maybe we'll see some of those in this matchup between these players. Kaiwan Kababe having a nice little time here, getting a look at all of these prize cards immediately, thanks to that Hisuian Heavy Ball being played. So assessing the prize cards, making sure to take note, write them all down over on the notepad outside of the screen here. No basic Pokemon to trade out for that Hisuian Heavy Ball to switch things up here, but we are going to see some basic Pokemon coming down in that Ralts here for Kaiwan.
Yeah, Artisan does have that Technical Machine Evolution to get the beautiful double Kirlian right here.
Yes.
This card's one of the Technical Machine Evolutions. You could assume that there's another copy in the hand. It's just the hair is getting in the way.
Yeah, exactly. Kaiwan has a nice do there, but it's blocking some of our cards. Yeah, Earthen Vessel going to discard one of those TMs, but there's another in hand. Manaphy is going to see some utility here, even being the starter Pokemon. It's going to get a nice Technical Machine, get those Kirlia into play here for Kaiwan out of the deck. We're back to Andrew Hedrick's side. Going to go into the deck immediately for that Artisan. And what was the top deck, Pablo?
I couldn't really tell what the top deck was.
I thought you were hyped about it.
No, I was not. I was just thinking how the Manaphy is currently protecting these double Kirlia really, really well. Yeah. So Iron Hands would be Andrew's ideal Pokemon to follow this up. Now this Technical Machine does need to go to the discard pile.
Yes,
it won't stay there forever. It's an easy thing to forget. Most tools remain in place, just the Technical Machines that get immediately discarded after they're used. Or at the end of the turn, rather, which is usually when you use them.
Exactly. You put them in the player, and then I guess they pop back out when they've been utilized there. So that needs to discard right here, but then we're turning through this turn still. We've seen the concealed cards now from Andrew Hedrick, drawing 2 more cards off of that Radiant Greninja's ability here after a discard of that Lightning Energy PokéStop is going to bump that Artisan. So we're Pogo gamers now. Once again, Nest Ball being the debated card here from Andrew Hedrick to be played to get another basic Pokemon. What do you think he's debating, Pablo?
I mean, whether to show the Iron Hands before he uses the Iron Bundle. PokéStop does hit 2 cool resources and didn't hit a Colress, so now we are closer to the Colress than we were before. I think we're going to see the Flower Select, but he also needs double Mirage Gate as well in order to pull off this Iron Hands 2 price knockout. I mean, you can still just go in with the Cramorant, and by knocking out the Manaphy, apply a lot of pressure and open up the possibility of using Greninja to take down 2 Kirlias or any other Ralts that end up getting played. But if you can just get to prizes right now, I think that would be the dream. That
would be the dream. I would love to see that as well here, but we're going to see what happens. Psychic Energy going into the Lost Zone for Andrew Hedrick as well.
Oof, double Super Rod, no Colress found for Andrew this turn. So I think it's just going to be a Cramorant knockout. Does have the Prime Catcher, so could use Cramorant to take down one of his opponent's Kirlias, which is also pretty decent.
Yeah, that's actually not bad at all. I mean, if it's going to be the consolation prize, it's not too bad to take it.
Yeah, there's Iron Hands. It's going to get played. I think we're going to see the attachment going into that.
Yeah.
That way, next turn you need 1 more attachment and only 1 Mirage Gate instead of 2. So I think we are going to see the Cramorant get benched now. We do need to open up the bench space, though, so we need to use that Iron Bundle here.
Yeah, Iron Bundle has the ability to jump right off the field. Ooh. Here, no, it's just going to be a pass here.
I'm going to take the knockout. Interesting decision by Hedrick here, just playing it cool.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew Hedrick has played a lot of this deck. I trust the decisions here, but we'll have to see how it plays out in the future. Kaiwan Kababe now on this turn did discard a Psychic Energy for that refinement, drawing into a couple more cards here. Looks like debating some difficult decisions, but going to go with this Nest Ball back into the deck.
Yep, probably to establish more Ralts, now which is pretty great. There's no more Technical Machine Evolution available. He knows the 2 Darkness Energy are prized, so getting Monkey through here would not be very useful at all. It would just be, I mean, you could Mind Bend, right, but you can't really use it for its Adrenaline power just yet.
Now, unfortunately, you do have to have that Dark Energy attached onto the Monkey Dory in order to move those damage counters around and manipulate the field a little bit. But 2 Dark Energy is all that Kaiwan plays there in the prize cards. Ralt's going to come down onto the bench here for Kaiwan off that Nest Ball, of course. Refinement, another Psychic Energy into the discard pile, 2 more cards to the hands. Wish I could see them.
I wish too, yeah.
Oh, well, here we go. Ultra Ball discarding 2 of those cards out of the hands into the discard pile.
Enhanced Hammer.
Gardevoir EX going to be drawn out. Ultra Ball does allow you to draw out any Pokemon, just takes those 2 cards being sacrificed to the Ultra Ball. It's an amazing ball, though, and that's going to get us the Gardevoir EX here for Kaiwan.
Now, this Gardevoir will allow Kaiwan to be the aggressor in this situation, will allow him to get ahead, which is something we saw last game. And then so Andrew tried to respond with Iron Hand. So we're seeing a similar situation to the previous game. And I think once again, this Gardevoir EX, these Lost Box decks have no answer to it anymore. There's no Dark type attacker. Now the damage does build up on the Gardevoir EX because there's no Monkey Dory, but Kaiwan just pulled a Darkness Energy from his prize cards. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Both the Dark Energy were in the prize cards, and now one is in hand here, being taken off the prize cards from that Comfey knockout there with the Miracle Force from that Gardevoir EX. 6 damage counters on that Gardevoir EX. Now we saw PokéStop just now from Andrew Hedrick. The Pokemon Go players shining down on Andrew Hedrick because it was a bunch of item cards going into the hands now that are able to be utilized starting off with this Nest Ball.
Yep, Nest Ball, what do you think he's going to get? I mean, maybe another Comfey. You already have the Iron Hands in play. There's already a Sableye as well. The Lost Zone is looking a little bit lacking right now. Only 3 cards, yeah, so we might need to keep selecting some flowers and digging deeper into the deck. We really need to find a Colress this turn to make something happen.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty easy to see how the Lost Zone is so thin without those Colress's experiment. Totally makes sense here. So if we could get one of those, that would be pretty cool. Pablo, we'll have to see what happens. Iron Hands EX does have one Lightning Energy attached to it. I'm trying to keep track of where all these energies are going, as I'm sure Andrew Hedrick is as well. One of the Psychic Energy in the list, there's only 2 in the list, is in the Lost Zone, so keep track of that as well. There's a Lightning Energy in the discard with a Water Energy. There's tons of Super Rods, of course, that Andrew Hedrick uses to get those back out. But it's a Psychic, that's the other Psychic Energy.
Yes, there's only 2 Psychic Energies in the list, and he has to give up on the Colress to keep that Psychic Energy available.
Yeah, this is where, when you're the Lost Box player, this is where you would go, oh no, Pablo. That's horrible to see. The Colress is the card we needed, but you cannot sacrifice another Psychic Energy for it. So Colress's experiment, unfortunately, going to join the Lost Zone, making it the 4th card there off of that flower selecting.
Yeah, and another tough choice here for Andrew. Mirage Gate, a very valuable resource. Super Rod as well, and there's already a Super Rod in the Lost Zone, so 2 Super Rods gone out of 4, I do believe. So the resources dwindling. Andrew behind in the prize cards. It's looking grim here, Boo.
It is looking grim indeed, but
Colress found.
Oh gosh, yeah, look how many cards are in the hand here for Andrew Hedrick, but yeah, no Colress. I mean, we did find it. We just couldn't keep it, Pablo. We just couldn't keep it.
Yeah, we did find the Lost Vacuum, though, so that will allow us to get to 7. We'll activate that Mirage Gate and will allow Andrew to make something happen.
Well, first we're going to see the Hyper Blower here from that Iron Bundle, opening up that bench space now for Andrew Hedrick. I've been hopping back into the discard pile here.
Now, this was very important. You want to use a Hyper Blower before you play the Super Rod, before you play the Mirage Gates, before you tell your opponent, hey, look, I'm going to be able to attack with Iron Hands this turn.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Super Rod coming down here to recycle 3 different energy in that Psychic, Lightning, and Water Energy going back into the deck here for Andrew Hedrick. Now we're going to see that Lost Vacuum Iron Thorns EX hitting the Lost Zone as well as a PokéStop here that was in play, discarding that Stadium. Lost Zone is up to 7. Now, we're unlocked here, Pablo. We're online.
We are finally online. We have Mirage Gate available to us. We can finally get that Amp you very much going and get 2 prize cards. Yeah, on the Cresselia, which is probably the least interesting target. There is also the possibility to use the Prime Catcher to get 2 prizes on the Kirlia, perhaps. So Andrew has options, but this card of EX is still very threatening.
Yeah.
And Kaiwan will be able to potentially use Monkey Dory to do a sort of similar play, where he's able to transfer some damage this turn to their hands and attack with Card of EX and then knock it out mid-turn in his next turn.
Yeah, honestly, it was major getting that Dark Energy off the prize cards for Kaiwan with that single Comfey knockout on the last turn. Iron Hands now being able to be charged up here from Andrew Hedrick with that Mirage Gate, getting his energy onto the field. Here, a Water going onto Iron Hands EX is able to place a different type of energy now onto the field as well.
Yep, it's going to be that Psychic, which it seems like he's going to choose to attach to the Sableye, possibly going in with that Prime Catcher. I think being down 2 Super Rods in the Lost Zone, also being down 1 Super Rod in his discard pile, 1 left. He really needs to be extra hyper careful with where his energies are placed and for what purpose.
Yeah, exactly. You need every single utility you can get out of every single one of your cards. Here, this is going to be the Hisuian Heavy Ball being played by Andrew Hedrick. Going to keep track of all of these other prize cards that he maybe missed out on that were in there, writing them all down here, and then exchanging the Hisuian Heavy Ball for this Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So now we've kind of shifted around these prize cards a bit. That Ursaluna is going to come out of the prize cards into Andrew Hedrick's hand, and the Heavy Ball is going to go into the prize cards.
Yeah, now I did see him sort of cross out everything he had written before, so maybe he got confused and was writing something different. I know I've made that mistake plenty of times. Like I write a card down, like Grass Energy, that's my only energy in my prize cards, and then I take a prize and it was the Metal Energy. I'm like, whoops, I did something wrong. So that can happen, but now he has full confirmation. We'll be able to put back that Boss's Orders into deck with the Pal Pad, and that comes down to, will Andrew play his Prime Catcher, and which Pokemon is he going to target?
Exactly. Prime Catcher, an incredible A-Spec card. You can only put 1 A-Spec in any of your decks. Here, Prime Catcher is a fantastic one of the most popular in the Pokemon trading card game. You select your opponent's Pokemon that they have to bring into the active position, and then you also get to switch your Pokemon. Iron Hands EX being the Pokemon brought up here to take these 2 prize cards off of Kirlia, eliminating that off the field on Kaiwan's side, leading in the prize race now, Andrew Hedrick. But we saw this in our last game, Pablo. How are things different here as far as from what we were seeing in our last game versus now like Kaiwan Kababe's board state versus Andrew Hedrick's, and how could things go differently from our game 1?
I mean, you're putting on the spot, Boo.
I know there's also like a billion plays that could happen.
Now, I think the issue here for Kaiwan is his hand is very underwhelming. There's no Arven, there's no Iono. He's lacking the Kirlias. It's only a Ralts at this point in time, and there's no way to establish another one. So he's going to get the Monkey Dory. He has the Darkness Energy to threaten the Iron Hands, but Andrew's going to see that there's no card strong, there's no Iono plate, and there is no prize taken this turn. So Andrew could take that to his advantage, and also Andrew still has plenty of Switch cards available to him to heal the damage from the Monkey Dory and make something happen for himself as well. But with the Prime Catcher gone, it's going to be hard for Andrew to take a prize card here.
Yeah, that was one.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, I mean, looks like debating it here, trying to match everything out for Kaiwan's side of the field. But yeah, that was one major factor in our last game, Pablo, that there was a lot of different resources that were used by Andrew Hedrick and Lost Zones. Now we're dealing with a completely different game here, as you always see with these Lost Box decks.
Yeah, now the damage is piling up over on Kaiwan's side of the field, but will be removed by that Moonglor Reverse. That Sableye will get taken down. I think Kaiwan also recognizes that there's 2 Super Rods here. There's 1 more here, so recovering that Sableye, there's only 1 more chance for Andrew, so he really needs to make something happen with it.
Exactly. Everything counts, everything matters, including these 2 cards off of concealed cards on the Radiant Greninja. Both were Buddy-Buddy Poffin after that Lightning Energy hits the discard pile now.
Now there's a big Pokégear here. If Hedrick finds that Boss's Orders can possibly take down the Ralts, can possibly amp you very much on the Monkey Dory and get 4 prizes ahead in this game and leave Kaiwan pretty defenseless. So I think Andrew's going to try to thin as much as possible. He had a lot of Colresses at the top. The Boss's Orders would have been in range as well. The deck is not very big at this point in time, but there's a Boss's Orders.
It's there. I saw it. I saw it.
All his supporters on that Pokégear, but this is the correct way to do it. Doesn't matter what the result would have been with the Pokégear. This statistically and mathematically correct to do this is get every card out of your deck that you possibly can to maximize the chances of the Pokégear hitting.
Exactly.
But the curiosity always eats at you, and you always check every player chance.
Well, especially if you whiff it now too, that'd be horrible. But you're gonna rely on statistics here. Let's see if we can see it in there.
There's the Boss's Disorders that will allow Hedrick to take 2 more prize cards. He's still debating the Colress, right? His Lost Zone is very thin. His hand is decent, but not great. I can't imagine him picking something different, though. There's the boss Disorders. Probably has enough Psychic energies in the discard pile, as there's 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, right? To win an attack with Gardevoir EX.
Yeah, you might be right about that, Pablo. I guess we'll see once we take a look at Kaiwin's discard pile in a few moments here. Super Rod going to be played by Andrew Hedrick. So this is our 4th Super Rod then.
Yeah, that is the last Super Rod. No more Super Rod. I believe.
Super
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right.
It's hard to tell with the distance from the cards, but I believe there's 2 in the Lost Zone, 2 in the discard pile already played.
Yeah, because the last one was played for the 3 energy to go back in. So yeah, no more Super Rods here. There's 4 in the deck, and they're all gone now.
Now, this might play perfectly to what Andrew planned. Time is running out. Lost Box is aggressive, despite the fact that we have seen Kaiwin be aggressive each and every time. Now, Kaiwin chooses to eliminate the Ralts instead of the Monkey Dory. I am generally positive. I'm getting very confused. Yes.
Yeah, Andrew Hedrick is going to boss his orders that Ralts instead of the Monkey Dory, leaving it on the board here, but still going to take those 2 prize cards down. Only 2 prize cards remain for Andrew Hedrick to take in order to take this game 2 here between these players. Kaiwin Kababe instantly going to repower up this Gardevoir EX now and deal all of this damage here with that Miracle Force 190 damage there onto that Iron Hands EX. Of course, that Monkey Dory is still in play as well to shift some of those damage counters onto the board state for Andrew Hedrick as well.
Yeah, I believe there's 10 damage missing from that Iron Hands.
Yeah, it's 230 total. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's 220 on the board. Never mind. I was discounting myself. Yeah.
You said 10. Yeah, you had it, Pablo.
All right, so then Switch Card will nullify the damage from the Monkey Dory here, allowing Iron Hands to survive yet another turn, probably arm pressing the active and then being 1 turn away possibly from winning. There's Iron Bundle as well, which can't win the game right now. Would need to find a Lost Vacuum, assuming Kaiwin is going to promote the Cresselia to the active in case the Iron Bundle does get utilized.
Well, we're seeing once again what we saw in our previous game between these players. These Switch cards are coming out now, healing off some of this damage that the Iron Hands EX had here. We're also going to see these flowers selecting, of course, and that is, I believe, what just netted us this Colress's experiment. You got it, Pablo.
Yeah, the Lost Vacuum is found, so Andrew, I believe, will be able to walk away. The winner, I think he's so nervous that he's just making sure that he doesn't misplay, but Iron Bundle, send the Gardevoir back, promote the Cresselia, Lost Vacuums away the Cresselia, and there's going to be the win. Andrew just going to be very thorough with everything he does. I'm going to make sure maybe I'm missing something because he's not doing it yet, but I think that's how you win.
I think so too, Pablo, and I think we are definitely there here now for Andrew Hedrick.
We're going to see Mirage Gate in the deck even more. There are 2 energies left. There's another Lost Vacuum for good measure, just in case. Yep, Andrew just making sure that he's going to do everything he possibly can in order to, before he wins.
I mean, we saw this in the last game as well here. We're seeing this second Comfey come into active position now. Colress's experiment hitting the Lost Zone here for Andrew Hedrick. Switch card being played here now into another Comfey. Okay, Switch going to the Lost Zone. All right, all right.
Yep, there's the Switch. There's the bundle. There's the Lost Vacuum. Slowly but surely, there's the Switch.
Slowly but surely
there's
here.
There's the Lost Vacuum, getting rid of the thing. So yeah, Andrew Hedrick just wanted to do every single action possible in order to get the win. Yeah,
no, well exactly. I don't blame him at all, Pablo. Andrew Hedrick, we saw it in game 1. We're seeing it again in game 2 from Andrew. Doing all of these moves possible here. Everything in your power, playing out your hand. Completely eligible for our players to do at any point in time as long as they're advanced.